Welcome to Zag Talk. My name is Guy Danhoff. We want to thank you for joining us here tonight. And I'm with Danielle O'Neill. Hi, Danielle. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Excellent. So, in case you don't know who Danielle is, she happens to be the MOSHAPE 2021 Southwest District Physical Education Teacher of the Year, as she works in the Springfield School District. And I tell you, you've had quite a year. And also, you're a member of our social media team at MOSHAPE. And tell us a little bit about your background in Instagram and why you love it so much.
I use Instagram a lot for I have a personal page, and then I also have one professionally. And so I run one where I share the PE content, but I also love on my personal one, just sharing my activities, my interests. I love doing the stories to help keep the people that are connected with me motivated to work out and eat healthy. I always work out 6 a.m. before school starts, and I'm a mother of 2 young children. I've got my full-time job. I have 2 actually side, part-time jobs. And so I just really want to put it out there that it is possible to lead that healthy and active lifestyle, and just showing people what it looks like, because it's not glamorous, but it is possible. And so giving those tips and tricks to those families and those other people that are watching, I think is really, really exciting through the social media platforms.
Well, Danielle, it is. And matter of fact, it's so exciting that moving forward in 2022, under our leadership with Chris Staley, as you know, he's our communications and marketing chair. I think what's going to be really exciting is that you're actually going to head up our Instagram strategy. And so, with that, I thought, you know what, let's catch people up to speed on, hey, what's new with Instagram? Because just recently, in the last couple of months, they've got like 5 big new features. So let's dive in on the first one. And I'd say what should be as no surprise to anyone. Instagram has now combined their IGTV and their feed videos into one format. What does that mean for us? It means that the vertical video is over. It's done. Now, if you've already have those videos, they'll still be right there in your account. Except now what Instagram has done, they've created a new video icon for you right there, especially in the mobile app. And I wanted to get your kind of feedback on that. And when you first heard the news, what do you think about this?
I think it's pretty awesome. Like I said, we're in the era of just sharing things, and so I think Instagram is kind of following the TikTok, where the attention span, they want to keep those videos short and add in a lot of creativity. That way you can let your own inspiration, your own imagination take hold of that, and people can really see what you enjoy and what you love.
Absolutely. And so with that, let's go to the second feature, and that is, did you know now that you can actually schedule your lives and even practice? I'm sure that people who had Zoom realize that you can actually practice Zooms, especially if you're doing webinars. And that with the new platform, you're actually able to do that. So you can go live, you can practice. But the coolest part, just like I did for this broadcast, you can auto schedule it up to 90 days and have a countdown to your feed. And if you subscribe to it on the notification, it's going to give you a pop-up on your phone. Danielle, how cool is that?
Very cool. This is one that I haven't got the chance to use yet, but I'm super excited. I want to do it, especially on my PE teacher page, because I love reaching out to those other content creators, and having a live where you can collaborate with one another is amazing. I mean, it's just so amazing.
Absolutely. And the third one is, for the first time ever now, Instagram has made it possible from the desktop that you can upload your photos and videos up to 1 minute. This was never made possible before. And imagine now all the new possibilities being able to do this from the desktop publishing.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was saying, because especially someone that uses, some of these other tools like Hootsuite, and you're doing it on the computer, it's just going to make it so much easier. Now, the fourth one, and this is called Collabs. This is a really interesting one, because now you have the ability to co-publish your feed post and your reels with someone else. And what's really cool about that, let's say that you maybe, or you're about to do a presentation. For example, I'll just give a great example. I'm doing a session in exactly 3 weeks from tonight. I'm going to be at In Touch 2022. And what's going to be really cool there, I'm going to be doing a session, actually a panel session, with 3 folks from InShape. And imagine that if we did some kind of promo video, I can put it out on my channel, but then I can actually tag them and then it can go onto their feed as well. So now think about the possibilities. That's just one simple possibility. I'm actually going to do a whole video where there's actually like 7 different things you can do with the collabs. And I was just wondering if maybe you had an idea of how maybe you could use this in your world.
Like I said, I teach for Springfield Public Schools, and so we do a lot of our sharing through Twitter. But trying to bring that to Instagram, I think, would be really helpful. That if I was able to post it through my PE page, and then it also would collab with the SPSPE page, it might go out a little bit faster and like streamline that process.
Absolutely. So the fifth one that the new feature is this. It's called New Tools for Reels Effect. So for those of you who are familiar with Reels, they now have kind of taken a slice out of maybe TikTok, a little bit. And they have what's called Super Beat and Dynamic Lyrics. Super Beat actually allows you to synchronize the rhythm of your songs, obviously, to your video. And of course, Dynamic Lyrics allow you to use your lyrics in 3D, so it's opened up a whole nother way of possibilities. Think about this for promotion, for sessions, for live streams, for even say something cool that you're going to show us, Danielle, on upcoming, content for physical educators. What's your thoughts on this tool?
I'm super excited. And this is, I like editing things, but the Super Beat's going to make it so much easier. So instead of like trimming and cropping all the different clips you have, if you just put it in there and then Super Beat just takes care of it for you. So very
Absolutely.
user friendly.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's check out the comments really quick. So let's just take a look what we have. There we go. Let's pop some up. There we go. Anna Forslito, our president, says 2 rock stars. Woohoo!
Yeah.
And there we go. So excited for the for the live collaborations for Michelle. She's talking about Michelle Huff out of New Jersey. Absolutely, it's going to be really cool
Can't
what
wait
you
to see
can do
those.
there. Yeah, Chris Daly's also popped in. Of course, he's popped on. I like that. And then Chris Daly. There we go. What's he got? Danielle is amazing. I couldn't agree with you more, Chris. And so hey, if you got some comments for us or questions, here's your chance to do that, because we're now going to get into the second half of what we're doing. And we're going to start right here with your bonus feature. And that is this. Did you now know that Instagram now only recommends using 3 to 5 hashtags? I can tell you, Danielle, from the past year writing this in the Zagging book, that we are always saying, hey, you want to be between 20 to 30. But obviously, Instagram has a new strategy for their hashtags. So, with that, let's go into why you're here mainly. And that is to talk about how you use Instagram to connect and engage within the PE community. And why don't you give us kind of your 3 tips?
Yes. So my first one is to just start. Instagram is kind of a foreign language to some people. They're like, what? I don't know how to use it, especially because Twitter is so popular for the PE community. But with Instagram, you just need to start. I know that's what held me back was I've been a teacher for 7 years and 4 years inside the PE community. And honestly, I didn't feel like what I had to share was worth it. I thought I was a new teacher and no one would want to hear what I had to say. And so what really made a change in my career, but also the Instagram, is just starting. And if you can benefit at least one person, that's all that matters. So get your information out there, and you never know what you're going to come across or who's going to come across your content, and be so thankful for it. I sometimes share activities that I've done from other people, and I make sure to tag them. But I will use Drew Burris for an example. I know you're in there watching Drew. I've used some of his activities before, and I share them. And then some people comment like, "Oh, I love that activity," and they may not have came across it from him, but then they saw it from me. So just sharing and giving credit where credit's due, but just starting, I think, is the very, very big, whole point.
I couldn't agree with you more. And granted, we're going to have more tutorial videos and certainly more Zag talks where we're going to unpack more and more of this type of content. What is your second tip? It's about videos.
Yes. So I've noticed what I get the most interaction with is my video content over pictures. And, they say a picture, says 1,000 words, but the video, I think it's just infinite. But the main, I think, point with the videos is to keep it short. Nobody's going to sit there and watch a 5-minute plus video. With the attention spans of just what we've noticed is trending through the video sharing platforms is 3 minutes or less. I mean, 1 minute I think is the most beneficial, but video content. And I always post my videos of my kids actually doing it, because I know if I was to be searching something and I would read how an activity is run, I would understand it a whole lot better if I saw it and I saw kids doing it and how that person runs it, and then I could put my own spin on it from there. But I think that video is a lot better than just some sort of visual.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree with you more. And I've said this on past Zag talks when I was doing the video blogs. Now, obviously, we're to the live podcast, which has been a vision of mine for literally over a year. But we now know that again, this is coming from Sprout Social. According to their research, is that videos get shared 1,200% more than either photos or just plain text. And that is why video content is so important. And I'm going to back that up with a statistic right here. Here's your power stat for today. And this is coming straight from Instagram, that 9 out of 10 users watch Instagram videos weekly. I can tell you this, Danielle, I've been watching your videos for at least 6 months now since you were part of our team at MOSHAPE. I actually, in Indiana, if you're looking for someone else who's a great content creator, check out Alyssa Jackson. She's part of Indiana Shape. She's crushing it. Also, Michelle Huff out of New Jersey Shape. She's crushing it. So there's some people out there doing some really good work with Instagram. And so anyways, this is why those videos are so important. So Daniel, let's take us another quick break here. And we got another person popping in. Let's see who we got here. Oh, here we go. A little shout out to look at that. Sean Neville's joining us. He's got to love he loves the podcast. He wants to invite us into the near future on his podcast because we know that he does his nationally for Shape America, and certainly we're big fans of what Sean does. And of course, Danielle, you were right. He was on. There he is, Mr.
Yeah.
Burris himself. Keep creating, Danielle. Keep creating. Great stuff. All right, let's get back. We just got to wrap up. And just a couple more points here. And so let's go back here. And then number 3, well, talk to us about your third tip because I think it has something to do with hashtags.
Hashtags. So I think whenever hashtags first got created, people just thought about making them cutesy and kind of individualized to their video. But I think what some people fail to understand are the hashtags are how you search something. So make sure it is very specific to your video. I try to add in those hashtags that I know that I would search for if I was actually looking for something. So the majority of all my posts, I'll always have PETeacher, PhysEd, I teach PE, elementary PE because that's what I teach. And then I always do SPSPE. I teach in Missouri's largest school district. And so we've got like 30 something elementary schools. So there's quite a few of us where we like to collab and share those ideas. So I always make sure to include my colleagues in that.
Absolutely. And we now know on Instagram, again, the new recommendation is 3 to 5. They're getting away from the 20 to 30. I'll be unpacking another video as to why that is. I just know that that's what's been reported so far as I looked at multiple sources on all the new features of Instagram. And of course, we also have a bonus tip. Talk to us about this because I got really excited when you were telling me about it.
Yes, with the use of the reels and the stories, I think it's very important that you just be relatable. I love it when I'm scrolling through either TikTok or Instagram and I see just a funny offbeat video of a PE teacher who's using their social listening to use something that's trendy. But it's funny because I'm just like, oh, that happens to me too. That's so crazy. But with that social listening and making sure you're aware of what's going on at the time. I know right now, social emotional learning, mental health, Black History Month, Super Bowl, all that stuff's going on. And so if you're creating content that's covering those topics, they're probably going to take off a little bit quicker because that's what people are searching and what they're wanting ideas for right now.
Absolutely. And as we know, we call that in our business, is we call that social listening, and why it's so important to always know what's going on so that we can create relatable and relevant content. And then the last thing, Daniel, if you could now get away from your personal perspective, now let's talk about MOSHAPE. And when you hear these statistics, what goes through your mind when, again, the latest data shows this is coming straight from January 2022, that 75% of Instagram users are between the ages of 18 to 24, hence future professionals, right?
Yeah.
And right. And then, of course, 57% are ages. I actually said that wrong. Look at that misprint. Should be 25 to 30. So talk to us a little bit about why this is so important that as a state like Missouri, here at MOSHAPE, what does this data say to you and what does it mean in terms of our strategy moving forward?
I think we need to get a lot more of the veteran teachers involved on the Instagram. If you look at those, we got plenty of the future professionals, plenty of the young teachers, but there's a lot of valuable information, I think, from the people that are over 30. I know a lot of my idols. I would love to hear from more and get them on there. Um, I have actually talked to a couple of people, and the Instagram is so big, and then we want to connect it with Facebook, and there are some streamlining things where you can do with that. But I know the majority of our users that are probably about 30 plus are on our Facebook. And so trying to get them over and more comfortable using that Instagram. And like I said, just get started, reach out to me. I'd love to help you out. I feel like I'm pretty good in that area, and I'll get back to you really quickly. But I think raising that age and just getting people more comfortable with it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's an underutilized platform that we really haven't done it. We have really
Exactly.
not done its service yet. And I know that's something a lot of states, as I've been talking to states, certainly Indiana, New Jersey, Kentucky, North Carolina. I mean, there's some states that understand the importance of the demographics here and why. Tom Lowry, our executive director, actually said something profound to me not too long ago, is that 55% of all our members are under the age of 30. 55%. Well, what does that tell you? It would tell us that there are more people who have Instagram accounts than Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's take one more quick look at the comments, and let's see what we got right here. And that is, let's see. Oh, there we go. Awesome job, Danielle. You're killing it. Yes, you are.
Thank you.
So she's awesome. As you know, I've had her on, the video blog with the Zag Talk. But so, Daniel, I just want to say thank you for taking the time and certainly sharing your tips. And I know that everyone's going to be watching as you continue to do a lot of things for MOSHAPE as well as what you do personally. I'll be honest with you, I learn all kinds of stuff from watching your things. Like, first of all, I can't believe how strong you are
Yes.
on some of the things that you do. Absolutely. And so, yeah, I'm just so blessed that we were able to have this time together, and obviously this recording will be available. And anyways, we just want to say thank you for those of you who are viewing, and certainly if you're watching the replay still, you can make some comments. We'll get a chance to see it, and stay tuned because we'll be doing Zag Talk, the live podcast weekly with another guest. So we'll see you next week.
Hey, Guy, I actually, in the comments, Chris said, he asked me a question. Do you mind if I answer it real fast?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, let's pop it up.
Yes. So he said, what was my favorite part of running the MOSHAPE Instagram at level 20? Oh my goodness. That was my first real assignment, being on the marketing and communications team for MOSHAPE.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I was running around. I was interacting with so many people. I was mainly doing the Instagram stories. And what I really love about the Instagram stories is the interactive content. So you can run polls. I did one. I went to Drew Burris's field day, and so I took a picture of him, and I did a little like pop-up quiz, and it was like, how many T-shirts is Drew Burris wearing? Because he wears one for every single field day that he's done. And so seeing the amount of people that were interacting and commenting on those was pretty awesome. And so that was an amazing experience. I really, really enjoyed that. Thank you for asking that, Chris.
Yeah, great question, Chris. And just so everyone knows, I'm just going to leave everyone with this. In case you're wondering how we're broadcasting, what we use is actually called StreamYard. So if you're looking for an application to live stream, StreamYard is what we've been using for over a year. I know that they use it at K-Shape and as well as in North Carolina. So it's a great platform. As you can see how interactive it can be. Now with us going live, you can see how we can take live comments and we can do all kinds of cool things. And of course, I'll give you this, Danielle, last shout out. There you go. You rocked it.
Thank you.
Of course you did. So we want to thank everyone again for tuning in to Zag Talk, the podcast live. I am Guy Danhoff, and thank you, Danielle, for joining us on this special edition.